Hey, I am currently in the liminal space. It's this very uncomfortable void that happens before a big leap, an ascension. And me, right now, I'm in the middle of what I know, like, it is my biggest ascension yet, right? It is the, it's been one that has been in the works for a few years. It's been a painful process. It's meant the shedding of pretty much everyone and everything that has been familiar to me, um, part of my old life, so to speak. All of that has, the old me has essentially died. And the new me is not quite here yet. Um, but I want to talk to you a little bit about it because, I've been on a spiritual journey for a long time. I'm very seasoned at dark nights of the soul. I've had multiple of those. Um, I've, I am a person that my life has been a living prayer. In the mornings I would get up, and when I went to work or whatever, just silent prayer. Please let me be of the highest service. But I want to talk to you a little bit about this space because even for someone as seasoned in facing your own darkness and someone who can tolerate her own pain and her shadows and stuff, this last one, boy, is really, really hard. So, you probably don't know this, but one of the biggest struggles I had, and one of the biggest victories I had, is I had harmful thoughts to myself. Trigger warning, I guess. Harmful thoughts, suicidal thoughts for about 20 years, started around 13, kept going till about 33, and it's not like it magically disappeared, right? It was a lot of work. Therapy, books, meditation, practices, it was clawing my way to higher self-esteem. And from about 33 till now, I'm 50 now, I really didn't think, it just was no longer a part, those thoughts were no longer a part of my framework. They just weren't a part of my daily thought process the way that they had been. And this last couple of weeks, I started thinking about it again. I started thinking about, what is all this for? All the old voices in my head. What's the point? I did all this work for all these years, and still somehow all the things that I really want elude me, right? True love, a true partnership, uh, like a soul tribe, people that give back to me in the ways in which that I give. People that could love me the way that I love people. I mean, I think I want that more than I want the riches or the whatever. Yeah, actually I do. I want that. I want more love more than I want all the riches and whatever. Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say no to riches and stuff, but anyway, I digress. But I want you to know that those thoughts came back, and even someone like me who meditates and does all this stuff, boy, it is hard in these moments. It's hard to just be the observer without getting sucked into it. And as that saying go, the adage goes, as within, so without, as above, so below. So I say this also, because the personal is political, the personal is global. What I mean by that is what is happening to us on the individual level is reflected back to us in our collective consciousness, what we're seeing in the world. And so when we see all of this chaos that is happening in our world, all of this ugliness, all of the hyper toxic masculinity that wants to kind of reinforce itself, the reinforcement of laws and political ideology that is about controlling women's bodies and being oppressing, keeping oppression alive, right? In whatever form. The reason why this is all kicking up right now, the reason why this is all so prevalent, why our society, why the wars and the injustices are just so in our face right now, is because humanity is also, its consciousness is ascending. And the old parts of us as individuals and as a collective, as a society, what we are witnessing right now, the chaos, it's the final death throes. Yeah, that's the right word. It's like the final, that darkness is losing. Doesn't look like it. And that's part of how darkness continues to use us as a fuel source, is it causes all of this chaos. And that chaos is necessary, right? That chaos, like, transformation is a violent process when you think about it, right? Like, something old has to dissolve in order for the transformation to happen, the new to evolve, the new to emerge. That is a chaotic process. Whether it's, the chaos that happens within the womb, so you start out as one cell, it breaks and splits into two, and then splits again, and that is the origins of every living creature. You think that splitting process is going to be easy? No, we just don't realize it. We don't think about it. But, it is literally breaking something in order for it to rebuild. When you go to the gym, you're literally tearing your muscles in order to rebuild stronger. When systems of oppression have been in effect for so long, whether it is the patriarchy or white supremacy or um, monetary systems, financial systems that require a downtrodden class, religious systems that require a downtrodden class, anything that requires power over others. All of that stuff is going down, whether they like it or not. We are, as a people, we are actually ascending. And what you are witnessing is the chaos of the old dying and trying to keep its grip on us by having us continue to focus our energy on the chaos, which in turn does what? It just creates fear. So you can look at what is happening within you if you're honest with yourself and do the deep introspection and then see how it relates to the world at large. So I'm going back to me. Personal is political, or personal is global, or really personal is collective. In my example, I'm in these final stages of ascension where my paradise, my dream life it's in that process of locking in. And it is an adjustment period, right? Like the chrysalis phase, where caterpillars had to go into a little bubble, have a little privacy, and then break down into nothing, go down to goo, and then before it can emerge and rebuild. For it can rebuild as a butterfly and then finally emerge as a butterfly. And so all of that is happening within me. I could sense it, I could feel it, I could, again, not a novice at the spiritual game. And I am observing the chaos. I'm observing it try to bring me back into the emotional body, the pain body that I had when suicide was a part of my regular thought process. And that scares me. That does, if I focus on that long enough, it can bring me back down into the vibration of that darker, heavier, denser, lower vibrating emotion. So similarly, if we focus on all the chaos and negativity of what's happening to the collapse of our systems that no longer serve the greater good of humanity, the evolution is inevitable. The painful process of the transformation just gets prolonged. So try to take a step back, like what I'm doing. Allow your tears to fall. Allow yourself to weep for yourself, the old version of you, the things that you've had to give up, the things that you've lost. Have gratitude for the person that you've been, because that person is the person that got you there to this point. And recognize it for what it is. This is This is the quiet storm of reorganization. And just allow it without judgment. Do this for yourself as you ascend, as you transform, as you grow, and recognize the same is true for our world at large. I love you. I know this is not easy. Trust, I know it's not easy. For the good of all, harm to none. That includes no harm to you too. So breathe, cry, allow the emotions to come out. And one day you're going to wake up and that madness is going to be over. And we're going to enter a whole new world, new state of being. Okay, love you. Bye.